Hello, it's me. Today we will do some fun science experiments with household items that are good for the earth. That means no plastic waste, no chemicals, and no littering. First, we will make an elephant toothpaste. Let's get started. We will need 3 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide, 2 teaspoons of dish soap, a few drops of food dye, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, a tall walled glass, and a large Ziploc bag. Pour hydrogen peroxide into the glass. Add dish soap and food dye. Mix well and add baking soda. It will start foaming immediately. Put the glass in the bag and tie the bag closed. Give it a good shake and the foam will start to come out of the bag like toothpaste. Keep squeezing the bag and mixing the contents until all the foam is gone. The reaction between the hydrogen peroxide and the baking soda creates the foam. When the reaction slows down, simply add more baking soda to restart the foam action. If you don't have a Ziploc bag, you can use a tall walled glass or bowl. This experiment can be done over and over again. Cleanup is easy. Just rinse with water. Next, we will make a simple volcano. It's a classic science experiment. You probably did it at school. This version uses eco-friendly materials. We will need a paper towel roll, salt, water, vinegar, baking soda, dish soap, red food dye, a glass or bowl. Start by cutting the paper towel roll in half lengthwise. Roll the paper towel up tightly and place one end in a glass or bowl. Place the other end of the paper towel over the top of the jar. Now add salt and water to the paper towel. Pour vinegar and baking soda onto the paper towel. Add dish soap and food dye. Watch as the mixture starts to bubble. As the liquid level rises in the paper towel, the pressure inside the tube will rise too. When the pressure is high enough, it will shoot the red liquid out of the top like lava. Try changing the amount of liquid that you pour in to see how much lava you get. If you don't have a paper towel roll, you can use a piece of paper. You're going to want to watch this one more time before moving on, so that you can slow down the action and see what's happening. Take your time and enjoy this one. Next, we will explore density with oil and water. Density is a measurement of how much mass is contained in a given volume. An object will float if its density is less than the density of the liquid that it is placed in. We will need a clear glass or jar, vegetable oil, water, a small ball, a spoon. Pour some water into the container. Slowly pour oil on top of the water. Try to pour it slowly so that the oil doesn't mix with the water. If the oil and water mix, simply take the spoon and stir the container to separate them. Once the oil has stopped mixing with the water, drop the ball into the container. It should float. If it doesn't, try again with less water in the container. When you remove the ball from the oil, it will be covered with tiny droplets of oil. Oil and water never mix, but they can suspend each other. Notice how the oil is suspended in the water, but when left alone, the droplets fall to the bottom. This is a great opportunity to teach about surface tension. Next, we will do the green slime. This gooey substance looks and feels just like slime, but it's made from all natural ingredients. You probably know slime is usually made with polyvinyl alcohol, or PVA, glue, and borax. These ingredients work well together to form a slime-like substance. The downside is that the glue contains nasty chemicals that aren't good for us or the earth. Luckily, there are other ways to make slime. For this recipe, we will use cornstarch. Cornstarch is made from corn and is completely biodegradable. We will also need a bowl, water, food dye, glitter. Pour ½ an inch of water into a bowl. Add food dye and glitter. Slowly mix in the cornstarch while continuing to mix. Add more cornstarch until the mixture pulls away from the sides of the bowl and is the right consistency. Now you can squish and play with your new slime. It may not look like traditional slime, but it has the same properties. It's stretchy, slimy, and gooey. The starch molecules form a network that traps water molecules. This makes a substance with unique properties similar to a gel. The trapped water molecules give the slime its stretchy property. Cornstarch slime is non-toxic, non-irritating, and biodegradable. It cleans up easily with soap and water. Next, we will do a nature mobile. A mobile is a sculpture that is suspended from a support and moves freely in the air. They're fun to play with and look at. This mobile is made from natural materials found outdoors. You will need sticks, string, leaves, flowers, pine cones, acorns, or anything else you find outside. Look around your yard for interesting sticks. Select one stick to be the base. Use the string to attach whatever you collect to the base. Make sure to use a secure knot. Hang your mobile from a tree or porch. Depending on where you live, you may have to wait until spring to make this one. If you don't have access to natural materials, you can make one indoors with paper, cardboard, and pipe cleaners. Next, we will learn about evaporation with this walking water experiment. Have you ever wondered what happens to water when it's left out in the sun? If you said it turns into steam, you would be wrong. Water evaporates into a gas called water vapor. Evaporation occurs when a liquid changes into a gas. It is a natural process that happens all the time. We will need 3 clear glasses or jars, water, blue and red food dye, paper towels, pennies. Line the glasses up in a row. Fill the first and last glass with water. Add blue and red food dye to each glass. Fold paper towels in half lengthwise. Place one end of a paper towel in the first glass and the other end into the second empty glass. Place another paper towel into the second and third glass. Watch as the colored water travels up the paper towel and into the next glass. As the water evaporates off the nose of the blue glass, it leaves behind a trail of blue water vapor. The water in the red glass evaporates and leaves a trail of red water vapor. The water vapor then condenses back into liquid water on the nose of the last glass. If you leave this experiment long enough, both glasses will be empty. This experiment shows how water evaporates and then condenses back into liquid. Evaporation is driven by heat energy. Heat causes the water molecules to move faster. Eventually, the molecules are moving fast enough to break free of the bonds holding them in the liquid state. Once they become water vapor, the process is complete. But as the water vapor rises into the cooler air, it cools down. Cooler air can't hold as much water vapor as warm air, so the water vapor condenses back into liquid water. Next, we will learn about buoyancy with this boat experiment. Objects that are less dense than water will float, and objects that are more dense than water will sink. Buoyancy is the upward force exerted on an object submerged in a fluid. We will need 2 bowls, water, 2 corks, 2 pieces of clay. Fill the bowls with water. Place 1 cork in one bowl and 1 piece of clay in the other bowl. The cork is less dense than the water, so it floats. The piece of clay is more dense than the water, so it sinks. Now let's see what happens if we make the piece of clay less dense. Add more water to the first bowl until the piece of clay floats. What do you notice? When the piece of clay is less dense than the water, it floats. When the piece of clay is more dense than the water, it sinks. This is an example of Archimedes' principle. An object immersed in a fluid experiences an upward buoyant force equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. In other words, the more water an object displaces, the greater the buoyant force on the object. If the buoyant force is greater than the object's weight, it will float. If the buoyant force is less than the object's weight, it will sink. Next, we will do the dancing raisins. This is a fun experiment that shows how air pressure and surface tension work together to make objects dance. We will need a glass, water, raisins, baking soda. Fill the glass with water. Add a few tablespoons of baking soda. Drop in a few raisins. Watch as the raisins start to dance around the glass. Here's how it works. The carbon dioxide in the air dissolves in water to form carbonic acid. Carbonic acid reacts with baking soda to form water and carbon dioxide gas. The carbon dioxide gas forms bubbles on the surface of the raisin. The bubbles make the raisin dance. The more carbon dioxide gas that forms, the more bubbles on the raisin, and the more the raisin dances. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Click here to watch another video. See you next time.